first of all, guys, I'm sorry. My picks for the weekend were pretty fucked. It just didn't go well at all. So we'll go through the card. Yeah, this is a bit embarrassing, but okay. First fight of the night: Hamdi Abdel Wahab versus Usman. Mo Usman won by decision. Look, I thought Hamdi Abdel Wahab was going to win that one, just because Mo Usman gets hit a little too much, and I thought he would just piece Usman up, pick him apart, float around, sting like a bee, float like a butterfly. But Usman got him. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty boring decision. But hey, at least I did say that this would either be like, a fucking knockout, like, or a boring point fest, and that was kind of what it was, by Mo Usman. And I did say that I wouldn't put money on this fight, but if I had to, I would go with Abdel Wahab. So yeah, but anyway, I still got the pick wrong. I'm sorry. Tagir Ulanbekov versus Azat Maksum. I got that one right, which was good. That was a fucking close fight. Azat Maksum, really off short notice as well. The guy was just like, come on, this guy's good, man. Like against Tagir Ulanbekov too, someone coming out of Khabib's camp. That was a pretty impressive performance by Azat Maksum. Like that only made his stock rise in my eyes, even with the loss. I don't know about you guys, but yeah. But yeah, Tagir does get it done. And, I did, by decision, I did have Tagir to win this, and the fight to go the distance. So that got up on Sportsbet. Unfortunately, I multied it with Oban Elliott to win by TKO/KO or on points, which did not happen. I'm sure everyone who bet on this card thought Oban Elliott was a lock, as did I. And yeah, the Welsh gangster proved that he wasn't so gangster after all, because, yeah, he lost, man. Fucking lost. All right. The next two are the women's fights. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch those. But Claudia Segula gets it done by decision, and Daria Zlesniakova gets it done by decision as well. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Here we go. Ismail Nordiev versus Junyoung Park. Bro, this guy's a dog, man. Like, holy shit, this guy's a fucking dog, Like, he took illegal shots, and he just continued. It was some Anthony Smith type of shit, We should be calling this guy Lionheart, because that was an impressive performance, man. This guy's tough as nails, and, I'll put a cheeky bet on him in his next fight, just for being a dog, man. He could have took the easy way out, but nah, fuck that. I find that in the sport as well, like Koreans, like the Korean fighters, they have a pretty underrated, like heart, like grit, like willingness and ability to continue. So that was nice to see, man. It was nice to see some grit and dog. It was nice to see him win too, It was nice. He fell, he got back up, and he got the dub over Nordiev. And, a lot of people thought Nordiev was going to win that. I thought Nordiev was going to win that. So yeah, he gets it done by UD. All right, Oban Elliott versus Sokyong Ko. Man, bro, like it just seemed like Sokyong Ko was too strong for him almost. Like Oban Elliott looked like he was struggling really with the strength, and yeah, he just didn't perform in there. You know what I mean? And everyone thought this guy was a lock. He fucked up everyone's parlays. And no disrespect to the guy, but what I'm saying is that everyone's gone and bet on him, like probably 90% of the MMA community, in their multis or parlays, and yeah, his loss takes out a lot of people. So yeah, that was probably a profitable day for the sports betting companies. But yeah, so Sokyong Ko, man, I was fucking impressed by that guy. I was really impressed by that guy. He seems fucking like that strong, and the way he was just able to shut down Oban Elliott was incredible. And I like Oban Elliott didn't perform that night, But I don't think, all of it was like him not performing and that's why he lost. Sokyong Ko legitimately went in there, executed his game plan perfectly, and shut down Oben Elliott. So yeah, maybe Oben Elliott didn't perform, but a large part of that was due to Sokyong Ko's pressure. And that was really impressive. I'm excited, man, to see this guy fight again. Oben Elliott, he's got a bit of work to do. Like the UFC was promoting him a lot too, man. They had like an Oben Elliott, highlight reel on the YouTube. It was like some Peyton Talbot kind of shit. They want the stock to rise in the fans' eyes, but once they lose, they kind of just cut the prospect loose, and I don't think Oben Elliott's going to be getting like that many promotions again from the UFC unless he gets on a pretty good win streak. So we'll go over to the main card here. All right, first fight. Muhammad Naimov versus Bogdan Grad. Naimov gets it done by UD. Fucking, there's a lot of decisions on this card. That's kind of expected. It was a decent fight. There's not really much to talk about here. I mean, we knew Naimov was the better fighter, and in front of the Azerbaijan crowd as well. I didn't think he was going to lose to Bogdan Grad. So at least we got that pick right, eh? Now, the other lock of the night was Nazim Sadikov versus Nicholas Mota. Tell you what, that was a fucked fight. He gets it done by TKO in the second round, Sadikov. And everyone was saying Sadikov was a lock. But in that fight, by no means was he a lock, man. Holy shit. Mota had him on the fence and was just fucking teeing off on him, going like that, bang, 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 bang. And I thought Sadikov was going to get finished for sure. And I was like, fuck, surely not, bro. Like, surely, like, I don't get another pick wrong. But he dogged it. He dogged through, and he got the fucking TKO in the second round, man. But I really thought Mota was going to put him out. That was a great fight. Both of those guys are absolute warriors. But yeah, it was nice to see Sadikov get that dub. Fuck, I was stressing though when Mota was teeing off on the guy. I was stressing, man. I was like, shit. All right, Curtis Blades and Rizvan Kuniev. Look, a lot of people say Kuniev won that fight. I don't think so. I think Blades took rounds 1 and 3 pretty convincingly. His pressure was a bit too much for Kuniev. Kuniev stepped it up in the second round a lot. And kind of just took his foot off the gas in the third round when he probably shouldn't have. Like he had Blades like running. He was like Blades just wasn't engaging that much, and like Kuniev just started playing his game and it was working. And then in the third round he just stops. So I feel like Kuniev could have won that fight, and the third round was a bit closer. But ultimately, it's a 30-29 by Blades. Right? That's how it was scored. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of people saying Rizvan Kuniev got robbed. I don't think so. I do think it was a good fight, and I do think like he showed some serious grit there. But Blades just showed that, the crafty vet in him, and got the dub. By the way, Blades has fought Ngannou and Aspinall twice, each. Like this guy's a warrior. Like, man, he fights anybody. But yeah, I thought that was the rightful decision. And yeah, I want to see Curtis Blades get a new opponent now, and I want to see what's next for him, because I think Garn's probably gonna fight Aspinall, right? Now that Jones is vacated or retired. So I'd probably like to see Blades versus Volkov. That'd be a good one. I'd probably take Volkov there. But we'll have to see how the odds open up and everything. All right, Fiziev versus Bahamondes. Let's go. I knew Fiziev was going to win this. I said it. I bet on it. So that was one bet I at least got right. Fiziev to win and round 2 to start. And yeah, Fiziev gets it done by decision. I don't really know what Bahamondes' game plan was going in there. He's thrown a lot of head kicks, a lot of spinning kicks for a guy that's notoriously good at dodging those and just not getting hit by head kicks that much. Fiziev worked the body well with his body kicks. That was, you could tell those hurt. And just played his game, man. He's really active in like a lot of Muay Thai combos. And yeah, that Bahamondes just got overwhelmed, man. I feel like Bahamondes could have made the fight a lot closer if he played less head kicks and just started sticking to like more simple combos, a little more boxing, like Justin Gaethje did. So yeah, it was nice to get that pick right. Thank you, Fazeev, because that got me back some money. So yeah, it was nice to see Fazeev get that dub and see him get back in the win column. I did say I thought Fazeev was just too high up in a step up in competition for Bahamondes. Like there's a certain levels and there's certain levels in the lightweight division. I feel that like it's just different. The competition's different. Fazeev's fought Gaethje, he's fought Gamrot, Gaethje twice, and once you get to that level, like the up and comers like Bahamondes, it's a tough fight for them, man. And it's good to see Fazeev back in the win column. I'd like to see him get the winner of Moicano Dariush, which is this weekend. So that will be a exciting fight. Or him versus Joel Alvarez. But I feel like you can't just feed him another up and comer. He's got to win. He stepped in against Gaethje on short notice. You got to give him kudos for that. So yeah, I think winner of Moicano Dariush would be a pretty good fight. Or Gamrot actually. Gamrot, I could see him versus Gamrot another time, but I don't know if that's really like a fight everyone wants to see. No one's like really begging for that. All right, Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree Jr. Yeah, I didn't get this pick right at all. All right, first of all, I didn't bet on either of them, but I said if I was betting like on a winner, it would be Jamal Hill. And oh boy, how wrong I was. Yeah, Khalil Rountree put on a masterclass. That lead calf kick destroyed Hill. Like he had to switch stances, and oh man, that leg was just so swollen at the end of the fight. It was crazy. And that was all off Khalil's lead kick. He wasn't even doing like a rear leg kick that much with his rear leg. It was all lead leg kick. And man, that fucked with Hill a lot, man. And Hill's footwork was not on point that time, that fight. A lot of that probably has to do with, the surgeries he's had to have, that leg injury he was coming off. And then he came back too soon against Pereira, I guess, right? But I mean, even so, he got starched. And he probably came back a little too soon against Yuri and also got starched. Actually, that was a really good fight. He didn't get like starched, but he got TKO'd in the third. And then now against Khalil, man. I was like, well, Hill's fought and lost to only the two best guys in the division. So I was like, I think he gets it done against Khalil. I think if he utilizes his boxing combos a lot, closes the distance and hits Khalil with a power shot, like a good straight right hand down the pipe. I thought he'd be able to get the dub, but I was wrong. Khalil put on a masterclass and outstruck him for 5 rounds straight. Or maybe not 5 rounds straight. I think Hill got a round in there, but yeah, he dropped Hill, multiple times. One of those rounds should have been a 10-8, I think. But like, he dropped him twice in one round. But I bet the fight to end in a TKO/KO, and I bet it to go over 2.5 rounds. So it went over 2.5 rounds, but it went to decision. Fuck, man, how does a fight like this go to decision? Like Khalil versus Hill. You're telling me that's a decision? Really? Man, fuck, I don't know about that. All right, like, come on. Everyone thought that was going to end in like one of them on the ground, But yeah, Khalil really showed, man. He really showed levels here. Obviously, Hill has some issues with his leg, I think, after the surgery and all that, and that's why his footwork just isn't the same. He's not the same guy that fought Glover. Yeah, his footwork's just off, man. Like it was horrible in that fight. And I'm not saying I'm not shitting on the guy, because he's a warrior. But the footwork wasn't there, and like I said, that largely has to do a part with the surgery. I get that, but that doesn't change the fact that that was what predominantly allowed Khalil to land so many, lead calf kicks, which ultimately, contributed majorly to the fight going his way. I mean, Jamal's right calf looked twice as big as his left calf. Like, yeah, it wasn't good, man. So, yeah, honestly, I went pretty shit on the picks this weekend. I won't lie. But next weekend, Tapuria versus Oliveira. Well, actually, that's this weekend. I'm going to come up with some bangers. All right, trust me on this one. I've got this. All right. I'm going to do some deep dive analysis. Yeah. But I'm fucking looking forward to this. I'll drop my predictions sometime this week. Yeah. Oh man, Oliveira's my favorite fighter, so it's gonna be hard to look past like the favoritism, especially on the odds. Like he's plus 460, I think. It's just I'll drop my predictions. I'll tell you what you should do, or like like statistically what's probably the best bet, and then I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, which probably won't statistically be the best bets. But okay, yeah. Thank you for watching. You should watch this. And yeah, that's UFC Baku done, eh? All right, have a good day.